anguished departure from show business, solitary seed planting on untrodden ground, mysterious flowering, first taste of critical recognition, emergence into popular understanding, and her tumultuous marriage and tragic romance with a young dancer, Eric Hawkins, the first man to enter the company. This is the story of how Martha Graham became Martha Graham. The Epiphany. It takes about 10 years to make a mature dancer, Graham declared in the mid-1930s and repeated often. By 10 years, if you're going to be a dancer at all, you will have mastered the instrument, for which I substitute, mastered the subject. It was January 2008 when I began my sojourn as the Distinguished Visiting Professor of Theater and Dance in the College of the Arts at Montclair State University in New Jersey. The thing itself happened while I was sitting, notebook and pencil in hand, 15 rows from the stage, in the orchestra of the cavernous Memorial Auditorium. I had been invited to observe a rehearsal of Graham's 1936 classic, Steps in the Street, Devastation, Homelessness, Exile, the central section of her larger work, Chronicle, to be performed by student dance majors under the benevolent and unforgiving tutelage of the Martha Graham Dance Company Senior Artistic Associate and Regisseur, Denise Vale. This strong, outspoken woman had learned steps 30 years prior from Graham herself. Now a living embodiment, she was passing the legacy along, setting the piece on the students. To the percussive, dissonant Wallingford Rieger score, praised by Henry Cowell as the choiring of angels, Vale pushed the students through tight, torqued paces and jagged, measured steps. They arched their backs, voraciously seeking air as if through their navels, lifted and cupped their hands and made staccato, linear, Greek chorus processionals, on and off stage, bare feet whisper brushing the floor. Vale exhorted them with a litany of cries in the present tense. Martha says, either the foot is pointed or it is not. Keep that beat like a clock. 1, 1, 1. Martha says, it is all from the center of your body. Contract the center of your body below the diaphragm. Martha says, hit that floor with the ball of your foot. Palms flattened, the women compressed their spines, as without pause, Vale commanded them to whip through a rapid-fire sequence of contractions. Lower, middle torso, and upper, punctuated by simultaneous punched-out pushes of breath and voice, hovering between a grunt and a hiss, arms spread wide, hands flexing at the wrist, the core of the body delving back, back, and back. She urged the girls deeper into Graham's angular geometry of the body, down to the ground, accompanied by a contraction of the hands, flexed, then cupped and distorted fingers, and they spiraled, knees bent, into penitent position. The stage was the sought-for earth, springboard for action. As I headed into the chilly evening, the realization hit me. Obsessed with exemplars of American cultural identity for my whole writing life, I had missed the connective tissue, modern dance. Since that rehearsal, assured by colleagues in the dance department and the dance world at large about how salutary it is to bring another pair of eyes into the rehearsal space, I've become a passionate spectator, privileged to teach, critique, interview, and observe dancers, athletes of God, who live so presently in their bodies, unlike those untrained in their art. John Donne wrote that the body makes the mind. Dancers mind their bodies. In the moments after a performance that is never quite good enough, pacing backstage with hands on hips, chests heaving, not having caught their breath, they self-consciously self-admonish in waves of perspiring frustration about what they just did wrong, what needs to be cleaned, what slivers and imperceptible segments of the